Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my recap on Love Without Borders, Season 1, Episode 7. I hope he has a big heart. Let's get into it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
aunties and everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and guys, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody, and this is Auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul. Thank y'all so much for y'all continued support. Let me put this invite in here for all the members of Auntie's Advice. And I know Miss Tam is coming on with me to be my co-host for the day. Okay. So let me drop this down here in the comment section. Hey, Jet. Hey, just a matter of time. Hello, Linda. Hope everybody had a great week. If I had to rate this episode of Love Without Borders, I probably would rate this episode a C, I think. Anytime an episode gets me a little pissed or angry, it's a good episode. Okay, so I'm just waiting for Tam to turn on her camera. I'm gonna bring these folk up on this screen so that we can talk about them. So Tam, your camera is not on. I'll wait unless you want to be dark screen. Did you want to be dark screen? Let me see. Tam, are you there?
I'm here. I'm not sure why my camera's not on because
It's not on. You want to hop off and hop back on?
Yeah, let me try again because I didn't have it off.
Okay. So, y'all, this episode was a trip and a half. Hey, Ray Della. It was a trip and a half. And I'm just like, I don't know if really any of these people were ready for this. Oh, look at Miss Tam.
I told you I was going to do it up.
And you did indeed.
When we were talking earlier, I hadn't really given myself a good look because it was members only. I looked down. I looked like I didn't have anything on. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Let me fix it.
Girl, I love that shirt. Let me see that shirt.
Oh, thank you. I got it from TJ Maxx while I was in Georgia.
That
for the holidays.
So cute. That is so auntie.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love me.
I'm trying to get in your world. I love your look tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes. The necklace, everything.
Yes, auntie. Thank you. I had brought this shirt like at the end of the summer, and I went out yesterday for a real quick concert. And I put it on, and I looked in my closet because I was like, okay, I don't have nothing to wear. And I was like, oh my God, this thing still got the tag on it. Let me put it on. So I just threw it on top of a tank. They could do what it do.
Uh-oh. There we go. We're back on.
Yeah,
You
you
know it's
back.
raining out here really bad, so hopefully the service stays consistent.
Okay. If it don't, you just keep coming back.
All right. It dropped off for a second, came back on, so.
It does the same thing over here, honey, when it's just a little sprinkle of rain. So I understand. And
Okay.
so do everybody else. So if you had to rate this episode, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it
Okay,
a
that's what I gave it.
Oh, okay, cool.
It
There's
gave
stuff that got on my nerves, but I mean, it kept me thinking. For me, if I'm gonna keep watching, you're doing something right. Cause
exactly. And if I give you a C, it's because you pissed me off. And I
mm-hmm.
feel like I got enough that you know what I'm saying, that
Right.
really involved me. So we're gonna go ahead on and get into these couples. I'm gonna bring them up on the screen.
Oh, good, because I don't know
And
all the names, but
this is Phillip, and is it Carmen?
yes.
Okay. So we saw Phillip and Carmen. We have been seeing very little of them. I think it may be because they did not. No, you ain't. You better go ahead, girl. Next time we gonna clink clink. You should have let me know.
It's Friday night.
All right. I checked nightcap up in this mother.
Bomb, cyclones, and everything coming my way. I got to
Okay. You gotta keep
Go
it.
ahead.
You gotta keep it on the drunk. You gotta keep it on the drunk.
Go ahead. Come on.
So I've noticed that we have seen very little of them, and I don't know why we are seeing very little of them, other than the fact that they did not have a lot of footage that they thought was good.
Mm-hmm.
And so on this episode, we saw them again for like a little blip. There was a blip on the damn screen, and they were at a nightclub with her friends.
Mm-hmm.
And when they was at the nightclub, she was having a problem with him not drinking, although he told her that this is something that he struggles with. Like, this is a struggle of his.
Right.
And she said that if he wasn't a drinker, a partier, and all of that, she don't know whether or not this relationship is going to be viable. And so after a while, he gives into the temptation and the pressure of
Mm-hmm.
drinking. And I was like, this is bad news for him. This girl is turning out to be a party girl. I don't know if she's doing this to get popularity, to sell her jewelry and her clothing, but that's what I am thinking about Carmen as it relates to Phillip. I don't think that she's into him. I think she's tolerating him for the show. What do you think?
I think they're both opportunists and they're both
Okay.
starting to get exposed. That's what's happening right now. I think they both went into this for the wrong reasons and it's just
Okay.
starting to show. It really, really is. Um, they're young, so I'm trying to give them a pass on that. I didn't make that many dumb decisions when I was their age, but I did make dumb decisions. And if reality TV was the way it was back then, I might have signed up for something stupid like this. You know what I mean? I'm serious because I feel like Carmen, both of them, like the Instagram and the stuff that's coming out about them and stuff. That's what I'm seeing. They both wanted to do this for the wrong reasons, and it's just starting to get exposed. I think that Carmen, personally, I was pretty much done with her when she didn't have hot water and dirty feet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that was like, oh, honey, you could have at least kept your feet clean for the camera. If you don't care enough about your hygiene to make sure you at least hide it for the cameras, I ain't got nothing for you. So I was like, no, sis. And he just definitely probably just wants to be out there. Looking at his Instagram, definitely wanted to be a public figure, and this was the best way to do it. So
And
I
he
ain't
don't
like
have a
writing them
good.
off as a couple, but maybe the producers figured that out. Like these two just in here on this show to just do this, do that. So that's probably why their camera time got cut.
I hope so, and I have not missed them at all.
Me neither.
At all. The next couple that I want to talk about is Aaron and Mael.
Yikes. Okay.
Aaron, I don't know why the hell Aaron is over there. Aaron does not like Mael. And last week when we saw the two of them, he was like, telling the parents that there was no romantic interest or anything like that. This week we see them both sitting together on the sofa. They seem like they have come to a consensus that this relationship is not working for them. And so they called a matchmaker, Erica, I think that's her name, on the phone, and they're telling her, like, okay, we've talked about it. We're in an agreement. We just need to know how the fuck to get out of this out of this relationship and off of this show.
Right.
And she convinces them to stay on the show and to say, I'm through learning, getting to know you, I'm getting to know myself. That's never a way for you to know yourself, is through somebody else. That just doesn't make common sense. And then she's telling, Mael to relax. Now, I do agree that he does need to relax because all the pressure that he's putting on Aaron to validate him. I think Mael needs a whole lot of validation in order to feel good about himself or about a relationship. And Aaron is not going to allow Mael to force this damn thing down his throat. So the two of them agreed to stay together with one another and paint penises. And I just was like, like, what are we looking at here? That's the common thread between the two of them. But Aaron is not interested. They're going through the process because it seems like, to me, it's being forced upon them. Tell me what you think about this, and y'all sound off in the comments.
Yeah, I can't see the comments, but oh, Auntie, I was so done with Erica last episode when she was pushing them to have sex, because I said, if she had done
Yeah,
this to a female, there'd be a whole different narrative if she was pushing a woman to sleep with a man like that. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it was crazy to me. So I was already pissed off at her. But I agree with you 100%. I think that Aaron is trying. Um, the other young man, I can never say his name right.
Mael.
He's definitely a little more desperate. I feel like he was sold something different about this show. I feel like he was
Oh, really?
sold that. Yeah, it feels like because he's so upset and he's so like done. Like, this is not what I signed up for, kind of thing. Like, they didn't tell me it was gonna be like this. That's the way his attitude is. I don't feel like he's thirsty or anything. I feel like he's just upset. This is not happening the way.
What do you think is different that he could have been sold?
I don't know.
He ain't married at
Sometimes,
first sight.
yeah, I mean, you're right, but it's almost like he feels deceived. He's like really upset in a way where he feels like, no, 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 this is not the way this is supposed to happen. And
I
Aaron,
don't know what you mean. You gotta help me understand what you saying here.
Mael just feels like, to me, Erica probably sold him a dream, sold him that I got the perfect guy for you, and he believed it a little bit more than he should have. And he is so disappointed that this man is not into him and not being realistic about the fact that he never saw you. So you can't, you know what I mean? His mindset seems to be like he feels deceived, and he's really hurt by that. Aaron has not done anything wrong, in my opinion.
No.
I just feel like Aaron could have been a little more tactful when he was sitting with his family. He didn't have to say it the way he did. I think I would have been a little more tactful if I was not interested in somebody. But who knows? Maybe he felt being honest was the best way to get out of the situation. Because, like you just said, Erica's pushing them to stay together. But I think at that point, he was trying to get out of the situation. So, you know what? Let me tell your family I ain't into it.
But the whole thing about it is that Aaron is not only having to make an adjustment to be attracted to him, which I don't think that he's attracted to him at all, but he's also having to make an adjustment and living in a shoebox. Like, I know how many square feet I got in my home. If I was to go into that house, I would feel claustrophobic, like I'm just sleeping in my bathroom. And he's much taller than Mael is. And so he's really struggling with a lot. Like it's a lot of things that he's struggling with. He walked away from his brother's practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's really having to, if he stays in this relationship with Mael, he's going to have to re-event everything and really second think everything that he thought his life was going to be. And I think that he's really struggling with that and trying to look past Mael's looks and his flaws.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
Because Mael is not a good looking guy. He's not a good looking guy, right, to me. Like he looks a little.
He don't do nothing for me, but hey, somebody else might think something different. I don't know.
And then he's brash. He's very brash in what he says. I don't think he thinks about it. He just says what comes, the first thought that comes to his mind. And Aaron is kind of being quiet and playing it low, like he was when last week when Aaron was talking to the family. He was like, I ain't gonna really tell him how I feel about his ass. I'm gonna keep it very high level. Did you notice he said that?
I think I remember he said that. I just think for me, I don't know. I remember walking away from that scene or coming away from that scene really feeling like he could have been a little nicer. So that's
I
just
thought
me.
he was though. I thought he was.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt
Well,
like tactfully he could have been okay. They should have never slept together. But like I said, Erica was pushing that, and that was not right. You don't push people to sleep together if they don't want to sleep together. You know what I mean? And I feel like now, for what's his name, Marcel, Mael's side, he's got feelings, and he feels he probably is one of those people that if we're gonna get to the level where we're having sex, then we're supposed to be here. And now he's really like hurt, turned off, pissed off, all of that because I've done this and this with you. You should never done this with me. And so it's almost like I can't get mad at Aaron. I can't get mad at anybody because they're all grown. But Erica, to me, should never have pushed them to have sex like that.
I agree
That was
with that.
so inappropriate.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
I thought it was too. Even with them being a gay couple, I thought it was just
Either way,
and
it doesn't even matter.
Never solves anything. And if she's a matchmaker, she should know that sex doesn't solve anything and it doesn't bring people together.
Mm-hmm. And I've hired one, by the way. And you because I'm still single, but I hired one at one point in my dating life, and I made it clear that that's not something that I want to do right away. And they're supposed to make sure they match you with somebody that's not going to push something like that. So for her to do that was like so inappropriate to me.
It was absolutely absolutely inappropriate for her to do that. The next couple that we're going to talk about is Dana and Brian. So I'm gonna put them up here real quick. I'm gonna take them off. But honey, let me tell you something. This man wants this woman to let her guards down so he can fuck her, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's not interested in her.
You don't think they've had sex?
The way that she's coming off, it's obvious she hasn't. And it's obvious that she's saying in her mind, I'm glad I didn't. Because he came on hot and heavy. She was like, I thought he was attracted to me and all that kind of stuff. And it's almost like she wants to say, or maybe she has said it just got cut. I'm glad I didn't, because when he flipped on her, she was shocked that he was like, I'm not attracted to you, anything like that. She's been, playing her music. They decided last week that they would go hit on, she would stay, which I think was a bad idea. She should have left. And she stayed, and now she's doing music on the street, and he's, applauding her. But it's just I want to know the little girl. I want to know the dark. I want to know this. I want to know. Like, that's weird to me. Mm-hmm. So you think she's had sex with him?
Yeah, I think they've already done it. And there's I just do. I'm not saying that she's just being deceitful on purpose. I think she's just being very purposeful about not sharing that she's probably already done this with him. They were just too hot and heavy that first day they met each other. I just have a feeling once some cameras went away, they probably did. But they're grown, so we'll let that go. I want to say with him, he's another one that I think was sold some kind of lie because he was like so shocked at her age. And I'm like, you can look at her and tell she ain't a spring chicken, but she's a beautiful woman, you know? So what is so much of a turnoff? It's like last episode, we're talking about this episode, but I keep going back to the one previous because
No,
that was
that's
another
fine.
one. It fed into this one a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was so shocked and disappointed at her age. And it was just like, why are you a man of a certain age? Why in the hell do you think they gave you? Because I think he expected that. And I think he was shocked when she gave him her age. And I think after the discussion with his sister, he kind of realized, you know what, I am being too judgmental. That's not what I expected, but I'm going to go ahead and try. I don't think he doesn't like her. I think he actually does like her. He's trying to get through, I think, maybe his prejudgments. I don't know. But I do believe they slept together. There's been so many couples after the fact that have come out and lied and said that they slept together, and
Girl, who got
married
the
at
first
first
time?
sight couples,
Yeah.
and all these couples that have lied, and
Yeah.
then they'll come back and say that they did. They just didn't want
Yeah.
nobody to know. So I feel like they probably did already sleep together, and I hate that because it sucks for the woman, especially when a man says some crap like he told her. I don't, you're not normally who I go for. I'd have to reach out and hit a man. I done
And I
gave you
don't
my
like when
body, and then
men
you gonna
say
tell
that
me
you.
I'm not usually who you go for. You got
And
some
then the
nerve.
thing about it is, you gonna sit there and say you're growing on me. I'm not a plant.
Thank you.
I am
Oh,
not a plant. What the fuck do you mean I'm growing on you? Either you
but
like me or
some of
you
these
don't.
men, when you date these men from other countries, their way of communicating is different. I've done it, and sometimes their way of making their points can be something to adjust to. But to me, I don't know. I had the highest hopes for them, and now I don't know anymore. For me, out of everybody that we've been watching, I had the highest hopes for them, and now I'm like, I don't know.
So you think he's in ages? Because as soon as she said what her age was, he flipped
He did. He seemed
immediately.
so turned off, and I was just like, well, what is it? Did you think she was supposed to be that much younger than you? And that's what I'm saying. I feel like a couple of these dudes are coming off like they were sold a lie. I really do. I feel like that's what it is. They're just really disappointed and really like they seem to be hurt. Mael, he seems really hurt. Like he thought the love of his life was supposed to come off that plane. And Aaron has just hurt him. So it's just like, now you knew this was an experiment. Why are you feeling this so hard? So is that the producer's fault or is it his for maybe?
It may be. They may have been. I mean, I never looked at it that way. That's something I need to ponder and think about, because maybe you're right, because the reactions just seem off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, but for her, she was really shocked that he flipped on her
Yes,
like
he did.
that.
And
And he
I'm
was,
thankful for the sister. The sister seemed to come in and provide some perspective, you know. And it seemed to kind of help calm him down a little bit,
but he has not told her, he has not said to her, what turned me off was your age. So he's not being honest about.
Should he say that on camera, Auntie? Ooh, I don't know
He
if he
needs
should
to
say
say it,
that.
period. If that's how he feels, because we all know it. We all watched him flip.
Yeah, he should say it off camera. Oh my gosh, don't say that on camera for that woman to see that. Oh,
Why?
I mean, I
What
get it. You
difference
sign
does
up
it
for a
make?
reality show, you got to go and put it out there. But I just felt for her when he said it in the diary cam. I felt some kind of way, because I'm 44, so I'm just like, oh, to hear that. I used to live in the DC area, Auntie, and I had signed up at one point to be on the Washington Date Lab in the Washington Post. Remember that?
Yeah.
They sign you up for a date, and they actually called me because they found somebody, and I backed out because I said, you know what, I do not want it in the paper. if the dude is not interested and he says like she wasn't what I expected or whatever. I was like, you know what? Because they called me to do it, and I said, he ain't gonna be in print dissing me. So I do feel like it's the best thing for him not to say that. I'd rather he tell her that off camera. Maybe he
But
did
he needs to
eventually,
tell her
but
though. He
he
needs to
does need to
tell
tell
her
her.
though.
Because, like I said, I do feel like he was made to believe that she was going to be younger than what she is. Because he really genuinely seems shocked by that.
Well, okay, so when you were doing the thing for the Washington Post, so did you give him an age range?
What did I say? At the
You work
time,
with
the
a magistrate.
questionnaire was very short. It was like, do you date outside your race? I said yes. I said I didn't want anybody over 50, I think, because I was in my early 30s at the time. I wasn't very picky. I submitted a photo, and it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a long questionnaire, but I work in communication, so I kind of knew what you need to say. You need to be as less biased as possible. So once I said I didn't care about race or that kind of thing, I was pretty sure they were gonna match me. But once they reached out to me, I freaked out, and I said nope, I can't do it because they put that in the paper.
So do you think that you would do a reality show if the right one came along?
Not now. In my 20s and 30s, I probably, the way it's so easy to sign up now. When I lived in Atlanta, Auntie, somebody reached out to me about Ready to Love. And I said no because I was a thicker woman and I felt like they would make a big deal out of that because they always highlight the women that are thicker. And you know what I mean? I just feel like they're very biased in how they produce those shows.
Yeah,
And
because
how
what was the girl that was on was it season 3? The girl that was on there that was real natural, the comedian. I can't
Yeah,
think of what her name is.
I know who you're talking about. And I felt like, they might be reaching out to me and I end up being embarrassed. And a lot of them, you see the TV shows because we keep up with that stuff. They always talk about how the editing hurt their image and all. That's not the way it really happened. I said, you know what? Nope. I'll keep watching.
Oh,
Nope, you ain't
okay.
doing it to me.
Well, let's go to these next two couples.
All righty. Oh, this is a handful.
Gurleen
Mouthful. Go ahead.
and Shemesh, I don't know how to say his fucking name. As we all remember last episode, the two of these mofos went out in an Uber ride back. She started controversy and confusion, talking about the biases in his in Dubai. And she did it because she wanted to fuck with him. She, to me, seems like the type of person that will cause conflict and confusion. When she is unhappy about something, she wants to project and deflect. So she started this argument with him. If she had these biases or thought that there was these biases there, she shouldn't have ever come. Period, point blank, she shouldn't have come. Now, I know that they don't find out allegedly until they get to the airport. But once she got there, she should have called Erica on the phone immediately and said, because of the customs and the way that they treat women, I don't want to be here. She got there. She was not attracted to him. She didn't like men with beards. He was living at home. He moved out of his parents' home and into a place with him, and she automatically became dry bones to him. She never was affectionate, never even tried at affection, always got around his friends with the shade and the low blows while still trying to act like she was a good girl. They get back to the place, and then she records. They have an argument, and she records it because she allegedly said that she did it because she wanted to not put any words in his mouth. So Erica comes in, and she meets with the two of them, and she's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? So they begin to retell that story. And Bottom line is, he said there are no feelings for her. I'm not attracted to her. There's no romantic feelings, nothing. Like, I don't even want to pat her head like a puppy bitch. I don't want anything to do with her whatsoever. And she gave the same sentiment. And Erica said, based on your mental stability and for your mental health, I'm going to send you back, suggest that you get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
She gets mad and says, no, I don't want you, like you said, on national television to say that I have mental problems or whatever. But she had already spoken out of her mouth. They played it back. And she said, you said that you was dealing with, having a hard time dealing with this, mentally or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see later on that she didn't say anything to him, talked to the producers, left up out of there, didn't even say bye. He goes home and he tells his parents about it, and his parents begin to blame him for the demise of the relationship. They wasn't even listening. And the father was like, you couldn't work it out. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Not listening to what the son was actually telling him. Now, the father and the mother pissed me off because they weren't listening. And like he was saying, she's one way with y'all, and then she's another way with me. So when the cameras is off, she an ass.
Yeah.
But she was an ass really with the cameras on, because even the sister was like, Christmas was nice at the house. But that's because he put his feelings aside. He was covering her and protecting her image in front of his parents, still trying to, see whether or not he can squeeze some type of juice out this lemon. And he just couldn't. He just couldn't. She just was a nasty person from the very first day she landed in Dubai. She never gave this guy a chance. And she has serious family issues and stuff like that she is dealing with. And I think that she definitely has some mental challenges. What did you think, Tam, about this bullshit?
This is where Erica redeemed herself, because she called it. She called it, and I was like, okay, I don't like the way you treated Aaron and Mael, Marcel, whatever,
Mael.
Mael. But you are so on point when it comes to her. I was so upset with Gurleen because I felt like, look, you already know this is not who you want. Don't play with people. Don't play with people's feelings. Don't lead people on. The minute this woman was going to send you to Dubai, you should have started asking questions about how to get out of the process, because you
Yeah.
already knew you don't date your kind. You don't, whatever your issues are, you already know what they are. So don't play with people. When I tell you, I have friends from Iran, I have friends from different countries over there, and these people do not play. Do you hear me? And the fact that his family was okay with them bringing cameras in and recording them and all of this kind of stuff, they're okay with arranged marriages because that's what they do, right? But for them to be okay with an American production company coming in and recording their lives and stuff, that said a lot about his family already. So if you weren't okay with that, you should have left this alone. And not, like I said, don't play with people. And I think that his heart was in it until he realized, she's not the right one. And I feel for her because she doesn't get it. And sometimes you got to feel for people when they don't get it. And she gets so defensive. Like that first night when she got drunk at the party and like insisted on cleaning up after they
Yeah.
to clean up. I honestly think she had gotten really drunk and probably didn't even remember that she acted like
And the
that.
thing about it is, she didn't respect the country, the religion, the tradition.
No,
She didn't respect that
absolutely.
when they kept telling her, look, we got a maid service here. This is how we flow over here. And she was like, fuck y'all. I know I'm at P. Diddy house and he got, maids and stuff like that to clean up, but I'm going to clean up myself. She wouldn't have ever done that at somebody's house in the States.
Yeah.
She would have followed proper protocol.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to even add. I felt like you said everything I felt. The only thing I'll say is that hopefully she's watching this and she realized that she did that dude wrong and she apologized to him because he didn't deserve that. I felt
He
like he went
didn't.
out of his way, his family went out of their way to be accommodating to her. And if you knew this wasn't going to be a good situation, you should have got out of it sooner than what you did instead of playing with these people.
Yeah,
It
because
just,
she would make sure that she embarrassed him in front of his family. Even when he was with the friends and he was taking up for her.
hmm
She didn't even say, you know what? Thank you for taking up to me until after the fact. I don't
right.
know if she was drinking the whole time she was there and she was just blitzed out her fucking mind.
That's a good question.
Because all of her behavior was inappropriate.
hmm
And it just was like, wait a minute, why is she popping off like that? But I think that when she found out that she was in Dubai, all of her prejudices, in my
hmm
opinion, came up. And
Yeah.
she was never going to give him or it a chance. She never
Yeah.
was.
But there's a lot to be said for just apologizing and saying this isn't going to work out because
Yeah.
of my personal biases. The fact that she tried to turn it on him and try to bring up his culture and attack him with it, all you have to do is say it's not for you.
Yeah.
But to sit there and attack a person whose family has been welcoming to you,
Yeah.
she was wrong for that. She just really was. And I just feel for her because it sounds like maybe her family life isn't very good. The background she came from isn't good because we ever meet her family? We ain't meet nobody in her
No,
family.
because she said that her family, she gave some kind of story about her family that they said that they blamed her for something or
Yeah,
whatever.
so that's what I felt for her in that moment because everybody's got a story. Even the meanest, evilest
Yeah.
people got a story. So I felt like we ain't never even meet her family. So ain't no telling what her background is and why she's like that. But she wrong. She was wrong for how she treated those people, and she owed him an apology. I hope she gave it to him, whether we saw it or not. He
And what
deserved it.
did you think about the family, though, really getting on him?
They probably really wanted him to get married, Auntie. And they, him being a model and them accepting that was a real big deal to me just because, a lot of them over there, they don't respect Western culture. They don't
Yeah.
respect people that live their lives as influencers and stuff like that. So he might be, for lack of a better term, a disappointment to his family already. And so they saw this maybe as him getting married and being more traditional, doing a more traditional thing. They were wrong. I agree with, like I told you, I agree with you. They were totally disrespectful to him. But they might have been thinking him getting married to a girl that looks like him, and from our culture might grow him up and make him a man. So
Well,
they
at
they
the
may have
end,
been coming from that, like you messed this up.
at the end of it, Erica says she has another woman waiting.
hmm Well,
Do you
good.
do you
If
think
it
it's gonna be?
hopefully if she's somebody that will at least be nicer to him. I don't know if she'll be a good match, but who knows?
I got a feeling it's gonna be a blonde-headed woman. I think they're gonna give him something totally opposite than what he has.
Yeah. Well, him being a model kind of goes against the grain anyway, right? So he might want something different, which is perfectly fine. Like I said, this just wasn't a good match at all. Gurleen just wasn't ready and should have been honest, quicker, and more apologetic on her way out.
Yeah,
She could have been more mature about the situation than she was.
yeah,
And
she
like you
definitely
said,
was
maybe
an
she was
ass.
blitzed out of her mind half of the time. She's just drunk.
I think she was drinking a lot.
Maybe.
I
If
think
I
she
take me
was.
a drink.
Okay, as you take your sip. Okay. Now, last but not least,
Whew. I feel about
Naeem
how I feel about
and
this situation.
Chandra. I did not like Naeem, and I really there's still a part of me that thinks he's very immature, but he redeemed himself this episode for me.
hmm
And this girl,
Shareem's got a man at home.
I definitely think she slept with that boyfriend. I think she's in a relationship with that boyfriend. I think that now you think that the two of them was in cahoots. I do believe that she has some kind of motive for wanting to be on television.
Yep.
And when she got this big black man that brought his ass over there, I think that that was a turn off for her.
Mm.
And I don't think she was expecting that. I just don't. For some reason, I ain't saying she's racist or nothing like that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I did not think that she expected a big black man to be sleeping up in her house. That's just my opinion, right?
Mhm.
Then her little boyfriend was like, "Oh hell no, it's a big black man in your house." Let me be the Uber driver for the night. I bet you he didn't have an Uber sign, or Uber. You know how Uber got to have these little signs
Right.
and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. I bet
Uber and
you,
Lyft. I
right.
partially
I
Lyft.
bet
They
you he didn't
cheaper.
have none of that. She danced with him for a while. Then she went and basically was making love on the dance floor with her boo thing, and she thought that Naeem was gonna go for it. And Naeem said, "I'm the hell up out of here." Went got himself a hotel, came back the next day and was like, "Catch me up, bitch."
Yeah.
And and it wasn't until she talked to Erica that she realized that what she did was wrong. She didn't even think having a man sleeping in the house was wrong, and she wanted Naeem to swallow that and be okay. And then all of a sudden, now she's this victim of DV because you can't say it. She's a
Mhm.
victim of DV, and she's got these holes in her door. And he says, "You know what? Let's start anew. I know I don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with me. We've been arguing. I'm here. We're going to get along and everything." They came to a truce with each other and said, for whatever reason, we still need to film. That's what I thought. For whatever reason, we still need to film. And he decided that he was going to do something nice for her. And at first, she couldn't even accept that kindness from him because of the DV that she had experienced from a relationship. But it was mighty funny that the DV didn't come up when she invited Enrico over. So why the hell was Enrico? Where was the DV then?
Oh, that's a conversation for another day. These women that play victim for sport.
Because she definitely
Ooh,
played victim. Which when
you
Erica was like, "Bitch, you dead wrong for treating him like that and having a man in the house, and you owe him an apology."
right?
She didn't think it. She was like, "Well, we're not getting along because he joked too much." What? Now he did joke too much, but that's a conversation.
Yeah.
Even though she did try to have a conversation, he was like, "That's just who I am. That's just me." No, fuck that. That's just who I am, and that's just me. I don't like it. It rubs me all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
So he didn't listen to her either. So I must give her at least that because she did try to tell him stop with the fucking joking. But that
Yeah,
don't
and a lot of the jokes were sexual, so she got a boyfriend. So, I'm sure she didn't like that. She was like, "You can't be doing this. My boyfriend gonna get mad when he see this." She couldn't say that though. Look, I just think Chandra had a boyfriend. I think the Uber driver was a boyfriend, and they probably signed up to do this, not realizing how involved it was going to be. He probably got insecure once he knew who it was, and all of
yeah,
that.
big black man up in her house.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say except it's a deception gone wrong, and I feel like they got exposed
So you
for
thought
it.
he was in cahoots. You think the boyfriend was in cahoots.
Yeah, I just think he didn't realize it was gonna be as involved, and once he found out, he was like, I gotta make my presence known. There ain't no man gonna sit there and get punked that bad. I hope so. I think part of that just because I feel like I've gotten to know these reality show people now and how they operate. So look, whatever. But her playing victim and trying to bring up the domestic violence thing in a way to kind of get
You
herself
said it
out of how
word.
she
You
looked.
you said the word.
Oh, I'm sorry. DV. Yikes! I'm sorry. I ain't got no YouTube channel. I'm just a talker. My bad.
Fine, go ahead.
But with her trying to go that route, it's just I just have an issue with that right now with a lot of women that do that. That's a serious thing. And if that's not really going on in your life, don't play with that, because there's a lot of women that go through that and they need help.
I think I think that she had a pass.
Okay.
Go ahead and take a drink and take a puff if you need to too.
I don't smoke weed. Oh. Am I not supposed to say that either?
No, I
No,
think you can say that.
I don't, even if she did, to me, she used it in that moment.
Yes, she
And she
did. Now I
used it
do
on
believe
camera to play victim, because I think she realized she was getting exposed for messing with that dude. So it's like, I gotta get out of this some kind of way. And to use that when so many women are going through it, it's just wrong to me.
Yeah, I thought that was wrong too, and I did think that she used it because it's obvious. It's obvious. Well, no, let me not say obvious, but it appears that you got over it because you got Enrique in between whatever that relationship was. This is your another relationship outside of that, and you're open enough and allegedly healed enough to apply for the show to meet a total stranger
This is what I'm
that you
talking
don't
about.
know.
Don't
The
fall for the
mad thing,
okie doke.
something mad thing on this a mad thing.
Yeah, don't fall for the okie doke. I always go back to that, because I've seen some of these applications for some of these shows, just because I used to investigate this kind of stuff for a blog I used to do. These applications are like 30 to 40 pages long, Auntie, videos, all this kind of stuff. Once you submit this application, you going into something knowing your background and all this stuff is gonna come out. So I just, I don't know about WeTV as much, because theirs is not as bad. Theirs is not as complex and everything, but they know what they're doing.
But
They know
this is
what they're
on
doing.
Bravo.
Bravo. Love Without Borders. I guess it's on the Peacock app for me, so I didn't even know what channel it
Yeah,
was
it's
on.
on Bravo. It's a Bravo series.
Bravo should be more on their stuff then, but you just never know. They trying to find something. Oh my gosh, I know I would have signed up for this in my 20s, because I love
You
to travel.
would have.
Woo! I love to travel. Oh my goodness! And I went to Ireland once, and that's where I just had the most fun. European men are so amazing. Period.
Do we need to
What's
be
what's your
trying?
expression? Period. Poo.
Period, Joe. So do we need to be scheduling a trip?
No, I'll go. Yes, absolutely a trip. I'm going to Paris in August.
Oh, what you doing there?
Well, I'm recreating my trip for my birthday that I was supposed to have 2 years ago. I had to cancel it because of COVID. They didn't let us in the country 2 years ago. So I had everything paid for, and I had to cancel everything. I'm getting off subject, but I had to cancel everything. And so I've been trying to recreate it. My mom got sick with cancer. So last year we were all about her. And so now we're trying to see if she can go with me this year. I want a girls trip. Anybody that want to go, because I'm so anxious to recreate it. But I love Europe. I ain't never went to Europe and not had a blast. I went to Mexico, had drama. Went to Australia, had drama.
So
Went
are
to
you going by
Asia.
yourself or you going with girls?
Well, whoever wants to go with me. I'm a kind of person. I book my stuff. You want to join me? Come on. That's the way I am. Because
I
I'm
may
going
come on
regardless.
with you. I may come on with you.
August in Paris. That's what I'm doing this year. And I want to, I had, like I said, I had everything paid for, and that's why I'm loyal to Delta Airlines and hotels.com, because they gave me all my money back.
Oh, really?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I had a cruise booked for Royal Caribbean. I almost went to court to get my money back for this cruise I had paid for me, my sister, and my mom.
Ray
So
Dallas
I
said
don't
she
think
was
I'll ever
there
cruise with them
twice.
again, because they were so wrong. Because I had everything paid for with that one too. You got a comment? I'm sorry.
Yeah, they said see Becky said you gotta speak French, at least try. If you need help, they won't help you.
Ooh, I do have the
Um,
Duolingo app. I use that
Sugar
whenever I'm going
48 says
overseas.
she had to cancel. I had to cancel my Europe trip too. I was so heartbroken. Ray Della said, I love Paris. I've been twice.
Ooh, I can't wait to go, Raydella. I can't wait. Go to Paris.
Oh, so I need to go with you.
Yeah. I'm going in August. My birthday is August 5th, so I was going to go early August. And like I said, I had everything planned. I was going to do, you know, Disneyland Paris, go to the Champagne. There was a Champagne tour where you could go to the Dom Perignon site and all this different stuff. I had everything paid for. I really did. And like I said, they gave me all my money back, so I'll never forget that. Delta is who I stay loyal to because they didn't give me no problems and
Yeah, I have a
hotels.com
Delta
neither.
account too. I definitely have a Delta account, but I never liked hotel.com and nothing like that. We have to talk about that in the members. Y'all gonna have to school me on that because I usually like to book directly with the hotel.
And that's always the best, to be honest. That is the best, but because I was going overseas, I was like, well, let me look for a bargain. And when I went to Ireland 2 years ago, we are totally not talking about the show anymore. But when I went to Ireland 2 years ago, I booked through hotels.com and I got the best hotel. And they were so amazing to me. Everything, you hotels.com, you pay for everything up front anyway. But when I got there, they were just so nice to me, and they were just, I don't know. I think it was Ireland really, because Ireland, the people were so nice there anyway.
Ireland
I
just
think you
sound like
I think you teased me about it when I told you I went to Ireland before. You were like, ain't nobody going to Ireland. But I've always wanted to go because I've always wanted to go because I heard Ireland is just very beautiful. And it was a beautiful place. Everybody was friendly. They speak English. So, I had a wonderful time there.
I
And after
think
that,
that when I hear Ireland, I think of cold.
it wasn't like summer. It definitely wasn't a tropical place. I didn't have to wear a jacket, but I had sweatshirts on most of the time because it's cool. It's a mountainous region, so I went to a lot of mountainous places. There's a lot of Game of Thrones sites that I went to. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, they have so many
Yes,
different
I
places
am.
where
You
they
know
filmed
damn
that
well
show.
I'm a Game of Thrones fan. Well,
So
you
I
know
went
what? I
there.
may join you in Paris instead of going to Napa Valley because I had planned on going to Napa Valley.
Oh, well, you
Um,
can still come out here. You can come out here for a weekend or two. I know this area too now. San Francisco's only a couple hours from me.
oh, okay. Well, that's what I had planned on doing for my birthday. But if I could go to Paris,
When is your birthday?
the 31st of July.
Mm. Okay. Well, either way, if you come out this way, because I live out this way right now, I've been applying to get up out of here, but Napa is beautiful. It is a very beautiful place. I took my mom and my sister came out to visit me a couple months ago, and I took them out there. It's a beautiful place. So you don't go wrong with beauty either way. But Paris, I've never done, so
I've never done it either.
I can't wait. I'm
Wow.
gonna recreate it. We're just waiting on my mom. I'm going either way, but the big deal, my mom has an appointment in March, and her oncologist is gonna be able to tell her whether or not she can travel overseas. And so we're hoping the answer is yes, so she can go.
I hope so. And I'm sorry to hear about that. I pray, she is healed.
Thank you so much. She's good. She's well, cancer, that hits every family, differently,
Every
but
family, every
hmm
family. Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for being my co-host. I totally enjoyed it. I don't know where Dana is. I'm gonna have to call Dana because I have not seen Dana in months.
Oh yeah, I think she was on one call with us before previously.
Yeah, but she ain't been around it. I said, I'm gonna go look for her ass because I mean, when
Oh,
people be missing the action, I be looking for them after a while.
yeah, you never know what's going on with people.
That's so true.
You don't.
That's so true. Well, thank you for being my co-host. Thank you to all of the members. We're gonna make this live in public in a little bit. Y'all stay safe out there in them streets. Okay. And you're gonna have to hit me up on my email. You got my email, right?
I believe I do. Yeah,
And
about
let me
Paris.
know about
Okay.
Paris because I'm very well may join you in Paris. Now I ain't gonna be riding back and forth. I do a couple of little excursions, and then after that, I want to sleep and I want to get up in the morning. And I want to drink coffee and I want to sit by a window and take a picture and read a book and with my latte. And
Ain't
I
nothing
want
wrong with
to.
that. That's probably what my mom and a couple other people will be doing. I'm a person. I love to hike and do everything. I want to get
Now,
out.
like I
Every
said, I do a couple of excursions, but I ain't gonna do a whole lot. I'm not gonna do a whole lot.
Yeah. No,
So
I
you was
believe in
gonna make this a
everybody going on a
solo.
group trip and doing their own thing. And every once in a while, once a day we'll do something together. But I do believe in everybody having their own time.
You need to hit me up ASAP.
Okay. All right. I'm looking at August
And
for sure.
you staying in 5-star, right? Because I don't stay in nothing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't fuck
Yes,
around.
ma'am. Because I like my own room. Even if my mama goes, she gonna get her own room because I like my own space.
Yeah. Linda said I was in Napa. It is beautiful. I really want to go to Napa.
You need to do both. Just
And I want to take the Napa train.
So do I. I haven't done it yet. I want to do the Napa train. I just went out to Napa one day and toured 3 different wineries, but I heard that train is amazing. I want to do that myself.
I want to do that train. I just want to get on that train and ride and eat that cuisine and just be out the window and just have my stilettos on and crossing my leg, bitch, and just acting like I'm so. I do. I just want to experience that. And like, I'm really thinking about hiring a photographer when I get there so I could just really have those memories like
I had a
professionally.
photographer booked for when I was going to Paris. He was going to take pictures of me at the Versailles Palace. Sure was. I got you.
See, you know what? That's one of the advantages I think of being single and doing it on your own in some ways because
Yeah.
you don't have to have that. You ain't gotta have that permission to
Mhm.
live and to be who you are. You don't have to schedule nobody else in it or outside of it. You understand what I'm saying? There's just a
That's a lie for another day. You better go and get it scheduled.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just, like you living your life,
Yep.
your best fucking life.
Yep.
And if I want male companionship, I can have male companionship. And, when I want to have male companionship and when I don't, I can still just live my life. My life isn't being held down by, girl, we're going to have to talk.
Yes,
Y'all
we
women,
will.
we're going to have to talk because I'm telling you, it's a whole different feeling.
Auntie, I was just on a call with a couple of ladies, and out of the 5 of us, 3 of them were crying about being single in their 40s, and that's why I said you onto something with that one. I didn't cry, but I definitely have my struggles with that. But I still try to live my life to the fullest. So, like I said, you go ahead and schedule that live because I'm sure you'll get somebody up in there. I'll be there.
Okay, that's the stuff that we can like talk about on another place and space because I'm telling you and it's nothing wrong with companionship. Everybody wants some type of
No, but
companionship.
when you're 44 and you haven't gotten it yet, people will make you feel like something is wrong with you because you don't have it yet. And I definitely wanted to be married by now, but I'm not, and I don't feel like I should be like drugged through the mud about it. But people will really make you feel that way, especially family.
There's a content creator that really makes people feel bad because they're not married. And I used to like them, but I didn't do my research. And now I can't stand to hear their mouth open up. But that's
Yeah,
another conversation for
that's
another.
why I said that's a.
Thank you so much, Tam. I love
Thank
everybody.
you.
We
Bye,
out of
everybody. I
here.
can't see the comments, so I'll read it all later. Love you guys.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.